Hello, guys. Welcome back, guys. Pilot training flight sim Roblox. Hi, hello, bro. Welcome to stream, man. If you're new, then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let's go. Let's play the new game. Okay. Tutorial.
Welcome to the beautiful Vagar Airport, situated on the Faroe Islands. In this tutorial, you'll learn everything you need to know about the tablet.
Okay.
The tablet is an important part of the gameplay, as it's your primary source of information. It features everything you need to know to be able to perform tasks on the ground.
Okay. Today, press enter to close. Press tab to open tablet. Okay.
In the first tab from the left, named Operations, you'll discover and find all data about incoming and outgoing flights you're due to handle.
Okay. Arrival.
In the Map tab, as the name suggests, there's a map of the airport displaying your current position and all available vehicles and aircraft to be used.
Okay. Map.
And in the final tab named Weather, you'll find all the options available to manipulate weather conditions at your present location.
Okay.
We shall discuss each of these tabs in detail. The screen is divided into two columns. The left-hand side acts as a timetable for all flights that are scheduled to take place at the airport on the present day,
Okay.
but divided into arrivals and departures. At the top, there's a button that filters the flights and shows only the ones you're assigned to handle on the day. Each flight is displayed in an ordered grid where all the information you'll need is displayed. Arrival time, flight number, arrival or departure location, and stand number are located on the left.
Okay.
The right-hand side displays a list of tasks you'll have to complete when handling the aircraft. To view the tasks are arranged in the order in which they should be completed.
3 मिनटात फ्लाइट आहे चली आती.
When you complete an action, it will be crossed off, and those which are yet to be performed have empty markers on the left side of each task title. Now we'll head to the Map tab. Whilst at Vagar, you won't need the map too much. However, at larger airports such as Keflavik or Warsaw, it will be a major player in getting to where you need to be. The map features will show you the quickest route to your destination and, in addition, the location of available airport vehicles, aircraft and aircraft stands. Pretty much everything to help you navigate the apron. To navigate the map, use the controls displayed on screen. To zoom in and out, use the controls displayed on screen.
Press and hold. Click to move the map. Okay. Press and hold. Acha.
To rotate the view, use the controls displayed on screen. The GPS view is always centered on your position and rotates around it. And finally, the weather tab. At the top, you'll notice that two different clocks are displayed. The first one, from the left, displays the local time at the airport, and the second one shows UTC time, which is used as a common time zone in aviation. UTC time is calculated relative to the prime meridian, passing through the famous town in the United Kingdom, Greenwich, which is also known as the centre of time. Below the clocks, you'll find a slider that allows you to manipulate the time in AirportSim. And under the slider, you'll find a calendar where you can select any date. Try it for yourself and see how the height of the sun changes depending on the time of year. The live button will automatically set the date, time and weather conditions to what they currently are in your present location. In this instance, the weather data is fetched and based upon the most recent METAR weather data at Vagar Airport. The Apply button is used to apply the selected time in-game. At the very bottom, there are weather presets that you will be able to select to recreate predefined weather conditions.
Okay.
Some selected conditions, such as cloud cover and storm, cannot be manipulated once applied. Using the sliders, you'll be able to change and adjust individual weather conditions. On the left, there is a visualization of the cloud height. The lower line corresponds to the height of the cloud base above sea level. The upper line displays the height of cloud tops above sea level.
Okay.
Adjustments of weather conditions are done in real time and do not need to be applied like time changes. Good job! You've now learned how to use the tablet in AirportSim. In the next tutorial, you'll be on your way to learning the basics of ground handling.
Okay.
Now, you'll learn about one of the most essential vehicles contributing to the everyday function of an airport. The Follow Me vehicle. Its general purpose is to guide aircraft to designated parking gates or specific areas of the airport safely. It's used when arriving pilots are unfamiliar with the airport or when the aircraft requires special support during taxiing. We will be using the black and yellow checkered Follow Me vehicle parked at the terminal for this task. Approach and enter the vehicle. An inbound aircraft will be arriving soon, and I have received information that the crew has requested Follow Me support. Start the vehicle and activate its warning lights.
Press Q to activate. follow me option, turn. Follow me light আছে না কেউ to activate operational light. Tap follow me. आणि इकडचे कंट्रोल नाही बघायला मिळाले. वरचं ते कसं हड कसं आहे तर परत तो ऑपरेशनल लाईट ठीक आहे क्यू दाबला त्याच्यानंतर वायपर
Open the tablet and switch to the Map tab. You will see the route to meet the aircraft at the designated taxiway intersection. Remember that every aircraft moving on the apron has priority on taxiways and intersections. Drive on the designated roads on the apron near the terminal.
टू टर्न ऑन इंजिन होतं ना ई दाबतोय ईने काय होतच नाहीये परत करायला पाहिजे त्याचे ऑप्शनच वाचायला नाही मिळाले
Now you'll learn about one of the most essential vehicles contributing to the everyday function of an airport, the Follow Me vehicle. Its general purpose is to guide aircraft to designated parking gates or specific areas of the airport safely. It's used
और प्ले MSFS ब्रो आज का स्ट्रीम शॉर्ट होने वाला है, इसकी वजह से MSFS तो नहीं खेल सकते।
When arriving pilots are unfamiliar with the airport or when the aircraft requires special support during taxiing.
एक आध
We will
घंटे
be
का ही होगा
using the
स्ट्रीम।
black and yellow checkered Follow Me vehicle parked at the terminal for this task. Approach and enter the vehicle. An inbound aircraft will
Okay,
be
turn on
arriving soon, and I have received
से ये
information that the crew has
से लाइट
requested Follow
स्टॉप
Me support. Start the vehicle and
ऑपरेशन
activate
लाइट।
its warning lights. Open the tablet and switch to the Map tab. You will see the route to meet the aircraft at the designated taxiway intersection. Remember that every aircraft moving on the apron has priority on taxiways and intersections. Drive on the designated roads on the apron near the terminal. Great. Now I will explain step by step what you need to do. Position yourself in front of the plane so that the back of your vehicle is facing the aircraft's nose. Now, you need to activate the Follow Me sign on the roof of your vehicle so that the pilot knows to follow you. Follow the instructions displayed on screen.
press K to activate follow me. Okay.
Great! Now follow the map's path directions to the parking area assigned to this aircraft. Maintain a speed of about 30 kilometers an hour. Stay within sight of the pilots and do not stray too far from the aircraft. The distance between you and the aircraft should never be less than 100 meters or more than 250 meters. If you need the aircraft to stop suddenly, press the displayed button, which activates the stop sign on your vehicle's display.
More than 100. Less than 30. Oh, sorry, less than 200.
pilot can already identify their parking area thanks to your guidance. Drive to the end and park on the service road in the designated area.
Park your vehicle.
You have just learned how to perform a general follow-me procedure. In any case, you'll have to be constantly conscious of the traffic of other aircraft on the airport apron and triple check which stand you need to bring the aircraft to. See you later. In this tutorial, you will learn how to work as an aircraft marshaller. Some of the gates are equipped with an automatic visual docking guidance system, or AVDGS, which, just like a marshaller, except digital, also guides an aircraft correctly into parking gates. The remaining stands that do not have this system are handled by a member of ground crew to marshal aircraft in. The goal is for the marshaller to assist the pilot in accurately maneuvering the aircraft onto the correct parking tee. The cockpit crew sit above the main wheel of the aircraft and don't have clear visibility to provide an exact idea of its location. So it's crucial this process is accurately managed from the outside to result in the most correct parking position, allowing equipment such as jetways to properly and safely connect to the aircraft. As you can see, the correct points or parking tees are marked on the central line where the aircraft is supposed to park. Each aircraft should stop with its front wheel on the line. At Vagar, there are special cases where the lines are painted and marked differently than usual. Pilots must make an almost 90-degree turn so that the ground markings are visible correctly when they approach the stand head-on, and the lines are marked by perpendicular lines or lines that mark the end or beginning of a turn. Each gate is marked by a white or red line. No objects or vehicles should be present within their range unless the gate is specifically not in use. As you can see at the first stand, there are cones lying there. Your task is to clear the stand and move them to a safe place. We have a designated area where you must carry the cones to.
Press V to release cone and press F to release object, press Y to release cones. Okay. Yep. Press middle mouse button. Okay. Hold right mouse button. Okay. झालं आणि काय पार्किंग स्टँड तर क्लिअर केलं काय आहे याच्यात ठेवायचं आहे का ग्रीन मार्कर मध्ये मला उभं राहायचं आहे का काय सीन आहे काय विषय रिप्ले नाही का हो हा अरे दार होगा ये चड्डी घालून ये का चड्डी घालून ये वरी चड्डी घालून ये चड्डी घालून ये का ये घेतो अरे होय घेतो ये आयपॅड नाही देणार मी थांब ते काय करायचं नाही नुसता बसून राहा गप दार उडाव ते बघ
In this tutorial, you will learn how to work as an aircraft marshaller. Some of the gates are equipped with an automatic visual docking guidance system, or AVDGS, which, just like a marshaller, except digital, also guides an aircraft correctly into parking gates. The remaining stands that do not have this system are handled by a member of ground crew to marshal aircraft in. The goal is for the marshaller to assist the pilot in accurately maneuvering the aircraft onto the correct parking tee. The cockpit crew sit above the main wheel of the aircraft and don't have clear visibility to provide an exact idea of its location. So it's crucial this process is accurately managed from the outside to result in the most correct parking position, allowing equipment such as jetways to properly and safely connect to the aircraft. As you can see, the correct points or parking tees are marked on the central line where the aircraft is supposed to park. Each aircraft should stop with its front wheel on the line. At Vagar, there are special cases where the lines are painted and marked differently than usual. Pilots must make an almost 90-degree turn so that the ground markings are visible correctly when they approach the stand head-on. And the lines are marked by perpendicular lines or lines that mark the end or beginning of a turn. Each gate is marked by a white or red line. No objects or vehicles should be present within their range unless the gate is specifically not in use. As you can see at the first stand, there are cones lying there. Your task is to clear the stand and move them to a safe place. We have a designated area where you must carry the cones to. An aircraft is already approaching the stand. Take up position by the stand, following the information displayed on the screen. The aircraft has now positioned itself at the base of the stand. Guide it to the second T, which is highlighted. Remember that the parked aircraft's front wheels must be on the line, and the aircraft itself should be as parallel to it as possible. Follow the controls displayed on screen to guide the aircraft.
No, थांब. होय.
Great! You have just learned how to marshal an aircraft onto a stand safely and accurately.
होय,
See you
थांब.
next time.
हा झंपक ते बघ काय केलं. दिलंय काय काय. Chops and cones.
In this tutorial, you will learn how to secure an aircraft in its place at a gate following standard safety procedures. You will do this with the use of chocks to be placed under all the aircraft's wheels and cones to be placed at critical areas around the aircraft, where we do not want curious passengers or unauthorized personnel approaching. As you can see, a plane is approaching the gate. Collect a full set of wheel chocks at the indicated area. The aircraft has arrived at the gate, and its engines and all beacon lights are switched off. You may safely approach the aircraft's front set of wheels. Place a set of chocks under the wheels. To do this, approach and point at the front wheels and press the displayed button to place a set of chocks. Great! I think you've got the hang of it. Repeat the same process for the rear left and right wheel sets. Now head over to the indicated set of cones. To raise them, press the displayed button, click the displayed button to rotate them upwards, and use the displayed button to position them. To throw the object, hold down the displayed button. Just like with the chocks, place the cones in their indicated areas. The order in which you do this doesn't matter. Now, the bypass pin needs to be inserted into its slot on the strut of the front wheels. The purpose of this pin is to prevent the cockpit crew from having any steering control of this wheel, as it can pose a danger to the crew on the ground if moved accidentally. It also allows the ground crew to take control of steering of the aircraft by bypassing the aircraft's pressurized hydraulic systems during a pushback procedure. You'll learn more about this in another tutorial. Now approach the front wheel and firmly insert the bypass pin in its slot indicated by the marker. Congratulations! You have just prepared and secured the aircraft for parking and further servicing. Now, we will present you with the same scenario, but in reverse. You'll need to collect all the previously placed safety articles efficiently and safely. At Vagar Airport, we have a unique situation where an aircraft can leave the stand and taxi without being pushed back onto the taxiway.
Guys, in the
This
burn.
means the final step of this process will be taking the bypass pin out of the front gear strut, and the aircraft can go on its way. The aircraft has already been serviced and is waiting for it to be released from the ground crew's hands. Each parking gate or parking stand is identified by a red or white perimeter outline. When the aircraft is in motion and its engines are running, no unnecessary objects, vehicles or personnel should be inside this area. This is due to the risk of the aircraft colliding with a vehicle or unwanted objects being sucked into the engine. If such a situation occurs and the area is not clear, you'll be notified through your in-game tablet. Collect the cones and wheel chocks and place them in safe areas outside the parking stand's perimeter. Finally, head back over to the aircraft, remove the bypass pin and leave the area. Congratulations! You have completed the training on securing an aircraft when parked at a gate.
Okay. Let's go for ground power unit.
Now, I'll teach you how to operate the ground power unit, which is known as GPU in aviation jargon. You're probably wondering, what exactly does the GPU do? Besides what its name gives away, let me explain that to you. After landing, the aircraft generates electricity from the engines. But as you may have noticed, the aircraft shuts down its engines faster than we can connect and start the GPU. Shortly after landing, the crew start the auxiliary power unit, or APU for short, which will generate electricity for the aircraft until we, the ground handling crew, connect the GPU to the aircraft, which will power the aircraft more efficiently and at a lower fuel price. During this time, the cockpit crew and ground handling can perform their assigned tasks without a cut in power to the aircraft. Okay, now you need to use the tug parked in the marked area and transport the GPU to the position next to the aircraft. There's already an aircraft parked there, which is scheduled to depart soon. This will give us a chance to show you the complete process of connecting and disconnecting the GPU. Before you start, you need to connect the GPU to the tow hook of the tug so that you can transport it. It's quite simple. You need to back up the tug so that the hook is close to coupling with the GPU. Then get out of the tug, approach the rear and follow the action displayed on the screen to couple them together. Great! Just remember that you hook and unhook other trailers in the same way. Hop back in the tug and head over to the aircraft as indicated.
भेंडी या ट्रॅक्टर सारखे असेल ना उलट या तरी पण ना
Now, detach the GPU from the tug and go to the rear side of it, where you'll need to open the hatch revealing the control panel.
detach GPU from tug. Okay.
Now I'll show you the generator startup sequence. You'll operate it using the controls displayed on screen as we go. Toggle the power on button. This will activate the generator battery. Now you'll need to hold down the engine start button for approximately 3 seconds until the engine starts.
Okay. काय झालं एक 2 3
Now we have to wait 30 seconds until the engine heats up and the oil temperature reaches 80 degrees Celsius. In the meantime, go to the nose of the aircraft and open the
Where
hatch
is
where
oil
the connector is
temperature?
located.
Okay, this is oil temperature.
Great. Now on the side of the GPU, there's a slot containing a cable. You need to pick up the cable and plug it into the aircraft's power socket. To pick up the cable, follow the action displayed on screen. Connect the cable to the aircraft's power socket. Perfect. Now go back to the panel and switch the engine setting knob from idle to run.
Okay, idle and
Then press the DC output button to the on position. Now notify the cockpit crew through the communication panel that they can turn off the APU and switch to GPU power. Open this panel using the controls displayed on screen.
press 1.
Navigate to the flight deck option, then APU, and then turn off the APU.
Deck. Turn off.
Great! Now the aircraft is powered only by the GPU, and the rest of the ground crew and the aircraft crew can continue with their work. Now it's time to teach you how to disconnect an aircraft's ground power prior to departure. Obviously, we can't just unplug the cable and leave the crew without power. When you finish all your other tasks and it's time to disconnect the GPU, you'll need to inform the crew that they can start the APU. We'll teach you how to do that on this aircraft. Head over to the indicated area. Approach the aircraft from the side where the GPU is parked. Your task now is to notify the cockpit crew that they may start the APU. To do this, open the communication panel using the controls displayed on screen. Select Flight Deck, APU, and Start APU. Great! The crew has just started the APU. Go to the back of the aircraft, specifically
Detailing
under
तो
its
दिया है
tail,
भाई.
and listen to the APU startup sequence. If you want to, remove your protective headphones
If you
using
want
the
to
display
remove
button.
protective headphone,
To check the startup progress, open the tablet and select the aircraft you're currently at. In the task table, you'll find information about the startup progress. The APU is now fully operational. Now go to the panel and switch the DC output to off. Then turn the engine switch from run to idle. Finally, unplug the cable connected to the aircraft and place it back into the GPU.
मीटर ठेवायचं ना. काय सी पुढे गेलो, काढलं,
Great! Everything went according to plan. Now you need to return the GPU to the designated location at the parking ramp to complete the tutorial.
हे
Congratulations! You've just learned how to operate the GPU after arrival and before departure of an aircraft. See you later. You will now learn how to operate the passenger stairs. Generally, there are two common ways to disembark an aircraft, via jetway or stairs. There should be a passenger stairs vehicle nearby. Walk up to it and get behind the wheel. There are several ways to access an aircraft. Today, we will show you how to operate the passenger stairs vehicle. As you can see, it's equipped with a movable stairs platform that can move up and down to adjust to the different door heights of various aircraft types. This solution is used at airport parking stands where a jetway may not be present, or at the rear of an aircraft where a jetway can't reach. The vehicle is located near the terminal in the parking area. Get into it.
इकडे असा ना या
Okay, an aircraft is waiting for you at one of the stands. Drive around to the indicated L1 door area and park the stairs vehicle opposite the door with the stairs facing it. Remember that the left side of the aircraft is always designated for passenger or crew service, so no matter what type of aircraft it is, you will always approach the stairs from the left side. Now that you're in place, you need to slowly move closer to the aircraft door. To make it easier for you, switch the camera to the outside view using the button displayed on the screen. Slowly approach the lower edge of the door. To make things a little easier, on the dashboard of the vehicle's cab, you will see two illuminating lights, one red and one green. The red light indicates that you aren't correctly aligned with or near enough to the door. The green light blinks when you are at the ideal distance from the aircraft's door to deploy the vehicle's standing supports and to raise the stairs platform if necessary. When the light illuminates a solid green color, it means the vehicle is in place and secured. This indicates that you can continue up the stairs and safely open the door. Remember not to slam the... Now, you need to deploy the vehicle's standing supports. Use the button displayed on the screen to do so.
door support. Why? Okay.
Now you're safely secured in place. Exit the vehicle and walk up the stairs. Open the aircraft's door.
How to open door? अच्छा.
Once the door is open, pull the left and right barriers into place to secure the safe passage of crew and passengers by preventing the possibility of a grievous fall. Great work! Everything is ready for passengers to disembark safely from the aircraft. To disconnect the stairs from the aircraft, you need to perform all of these actions in reverse order. I think you can give that a go on your own when the opportunity arises, right? See you in the next tutorial. In today's tutorial, we'll teach you how to replenish food, snacks and refreshments in an aircraft's galley using a catering truck. The frequency of catering services being ordered depends on the airline and the length of the flight. Often, airlines replenish their supplies based on a full return leg, so they don't need to get catering service again at the destination airport. On your tablet, you'll find information on which aircraft you need to service and where. Now select the highlighted flight that we're going to serve.
टैबलेट का क्लोज उतना ही है, स्किप पण उतना है. टैबलेट इज लॉक. व्हाई
We see that the aircraft we'll be servicing is parked at
Plane
gate 9. Now enter the catering
Berlin.
truck, drive to the position and stop in front of the rear right doors of the aircraft.
Have to talk to plane. Wait catering. Okay.
Your task now is to connect the catering truck to the aircraft. It looks very similar to operating stairs, only instead of passengers, we load food. Drive under the right rear door and stop.
Okay. हँड ब्रेक कुठे आहे याचा?
मागे ठेवले हा गाडी.
Then extend the supports using the button displayed on screen. Now, raise the platform using the displayed button. Make sure that it is at the same height as the silver plate under the doors. And just like with the stairs, a flashing green light means you can confirm the connection to the aircraft. And a steady green light means the connection has been made. To confirm the connection, press the button displayed on screen. Great! Now a ground handling member will take care of loading and unloading the carts with supplies. On the tablet, you can check the progress of loading and unloading. During the overall catering process, you'll be able to perform other tasks around the aircraft. Loading has finished. To disconnect the vehicle from the aircraft, press the displayed button. Then lower the container to the base position using the displayed button. Now retract the supports using the Great! You have just completed the process of replenishing food and supplies on an aircraft using a catering truck. See you later. Hi. In this tutorial, you'll be responsible for transporting passengers to and from an aircraft as an airport shuttle bus driver. You'll do this task using the bus. This is the most popular means of transport at airports in Europe. Okay, enough talking, let's get to work. In the previous tutorial, you learned how to attach stairs to an aircraft. So now, we will use your skills to prepare for passenger service. So, get in the passenger stairs vehicle and connect them to the plane at the location indicated on your tablet. like you've got the hang of this. Now we can take care of the disembarkation process. Get behind the wheel of the bus and we'll get to work.
ब्रो स्ट्रीम आज का छोटा होने वाला है, इसकी वजह से आज एमएसएफएस तो नहीं होगा। एमएसएफएस कल या फिर परसों।
Drive the bus to the aircraft where you just attached the stairs. But before you do that, we'll teach you how to read the information on your tablet that you need for this task. You'll find it in the Operations tab under flight number X-Ray Yankee Zulu 1234. As you can see, you need to pick up passengers from the aircraft parked at stand 10 and take them to gate 1. Cautiously approach the aircraft and park the bus in the indicated area opposite the stairs. Ensure you park so that the right side of your bus is facing the stairs.
नहीं ब्रो, एक्सप्लेन नहीं है मेरे पास। मैं फ्लाइट सिमुलेटर 2020 खेलता हूँ।
Like it's time to open the doors for the passengers to board the bus. To do this, you need to open the 3 doors on the right side of the vehicle by pressing the button displayed on screen. Great! The passengers will be deplaning in just a moment. Wait until all passengers have safely boarded the bus and then close the doors using the button displayed on screen. Once everything is ready, the route in your tablet will be updated and will lead you to the gate where the passengers will disembark.
I'm from Maharashtra, Sindhurga, Maharashtra. आवाज़ ठीक से आ रही है ना, या फिर गेम का साउंड ज़्यादा है? आ तो रही है, तो थोड़ा कम कर दूं क्या? देखो अभी चेक करना।
Now carefully transport the passengers to the terminal at gate number 1. Follow the path marked on the GPS.
Hello.
Remember, you're driving a bus with standing people, so you need to be careful. In scenario mode, you'll be assessed for passenger safety. As this is a tutorial, the passengers are specially trained to deal with novice bus drivers and to expect the unexpected. Avoid sharp turns at high speeds and sudden stops.
ओके आवाज़ ठीक है? हाँ ओके।
park. Remember to only open the doors on the gate side. Great! Since we're also picking up passengers for the next flight, don't close the doors to the bus. As soon as all the passengers have left the bus, the next ones will begin boarding.
इंजन ऑफ क्यों नहीं होता? यहाँ करना कहीं ना बागेत फिराने का.
Everyone is now on board. Close the doors and get ready to take the passengers to the aircraft you collected your previous passengers from. The GPS route should already be displayed. Follow it to get over to the aircraft. Once you've arrived back, just like before, park next to the stairs with the right side facing them. doors, remove the stairs, and park the bus back in the parking spot where we started. Congratulations! You have completed the tutorial on transporting passengers to and from an aircraft. See you again!
ओके, बाकी जो जेटवे वगैरह है वो बाद में करेंगे गाइस। फिलहाल आज के लिए इतना ही। सी यू इन द नेक्स्ट स्ट्रीम गाइस, बाय बाय, टेक केयर।